This beautiful owl had suffered serious head trauma, and experts believe it was likely from being hit by a car. Thankfully, some people passing by noticed the injured bird and quickly contacted a local animal rescue clinic to get her help. Wild at Heart, a rescue clinic based in Mississippi, responded to the call. When they brought the owl in, they named her Gigi and began examining her injuries. Everyone was stunned she had survived the accident at all. Her condition was that bad. Gigi had a massive concussion from the impact, and on top of that, she was fighting off infections and carrying several parasites. Missy Dubuisson, who runs Wild at Heart, gave the responsibility of caring for Gigi to her most experienced team member. Doug Pajecki didn't hesitate for a second. He knew her life was hanging in the balance and got to work right away. But given how severe Gigi's injuries were, both Missy and Doug were afraid she wouldn't make it. Still, they refused to give up. They poured everything into saving her. The process was slow and exhausting. Gigi lost a whole pound, which was about a fifth of her total body weight. But even in the middle of all that struggle, something incredible began to happen. Gigi started to trust Doug. As she slowly improved, she began to let her guard down around him. She seemed to understand that he was trying to help. Missy noticed it right away. Gigi's body language and behavior clearly showed the connection she had built with Doug. Watching Gigi's condition improve, Doug and Missy realized they might have actually pulled off the impossible. They had saved a life that once seemed beyond saving. Missy called the whole thing incomprehensible, saying that Gigi was the worst case she had ever treated at the clinic. Thankfully, Doug was there. Around the clinic, he's often called the birds of prey whisperer because of how naturally he connects with large birds. Birds like owls can be extremely hard to care for. They're strong, moody, and often lash out at those trying to help. It takes someone incredibly patient, gentle, and dedicated to care for them properly. Doug is exactly that kind of person. His talent and devotion earned him a promotion. He became the president of Wild at Heart Rescue. Together, he and Missy worked tirelessly to give Gigi the best chance at full recovery. For Missy, watching Doug do what he does best was both moving and motivating. She said she'd never seen anyone bond with birds of prey the way Doug can. It's a good thing Doug had so much experience under his belt by the time Gigi arrived at the clinic. Every bit of his skill was put to the test, not just to keep her alive, but to help her slowly come back to health. After some time, the great horned owl began to show signs of improvement. With Doug's support, she started eating again. At first, she could only take food straight from his hand, but little by little, she relearned how to feed herself. That alone felt like a big win. Still, Doug knew there was a long road ahead if they were going to get her fully rehabilitated. One of the biggest breakthroughs came when Gigi was finally able to stand up on her own. That was the moment everyone realized she might really make it. As Missy put it, Gigi had gone from death's doorstep to perching. Once her health began to stabilize, Doug took a short trip to visit his family in Michigan. Before he left, he handed her care over to Missy and promised to return soon. But the moment Doug left, Gigi's mood changed. Her recovery slowed, and she became more tense and frustrated. The team at the clinic noticed her behavior shift immediately, and they all agreed it seemed tied to Doug being gone. Gigi clearly missed him. She'd earned her name thanks to her large size. Gigi being a playful twist on the word gigantic, and the name stuck around the clinic. While Doug was away, other staff members tried to work with her, but none of them could connect with her the way he had. She stayed distant and even a little edgy. That's what made Doug's return so special. The moment Gigi saw Doug walk back into the clinic, everything changed. It was like something out of a movie. When she realized he was back, Gigi began to dance with excitement. Doug, of course, headed straight to her cage. She was the first thing on his mind. As he approached, Gigi lit up. He opened her cage, and she hopped onto his arm, bobbing her head and bouncing happily. And then something truly unexpected happened. Gigi leaned in and rested her head on Doug's shoulder. Doug froze, caught off guard. It's not something owls, especially adult horned owls, are known to do. But in that quiet moment, he wrapped his arms around her and she responded by spreading her wings in what looked like a hug. The entire rescue team watched in awe. This emotional reunion was so powerful that photos of the moment quickly made their way around the internet. People everywhere were touched. Experts online were stunned too, saying they had never seen a horned owl show affection like that before, especially not one like Gigi. What an unforgettable journey. After the photos of Gigi hugging Doug went viral, Doug opened up about just how much that moment meant to him personally. He shared a memory from his childhood, back when a great horned owl used to perch on the roof of his family's barn. That owl was shy and not easy to spot, but Doug's father had a knack for seeing it. Whenever he did, he'd call the kids over and point it out. It became a little family tradition, though it seemed like Doug's dad was the only one who really connected with the bird. Over time, it almost felt like the owl was there just for him. Years later, when Doug's father passed away, something truly strange happened. That same owl, at least Doug believes it was, showed up again at the family farm. It sat quietly for a while, looked directly at Doug, and then flew off into the sky. No one ever saw it again. With that memory close to his heart, it's easy to understand why Doug's bond with Gigi ran so deep. When she hugged him, it stirred something powerful inside. It reminded him of his dad. He admitted through tears that it was one of the most emotional moments of his life. Moments like these remind us of the deep, almost unexplainable connections that can happen between humans and animals. There's something so honest and pure in that kind of trust. And just when you think this story couldn't get more touching, Gigi gave everyone at the clinic one last gift. Months after her big hug with Doug, Gigi made a full recovery. She was finally strong enough to be released back into the wild. It was a bittersweet moment for the whole team. Doug and Missy drove her a couple of hours north, back to the spot where she had been found, and prepared to set her free. But what happened next caught everyone off guard. As they opened her cage and watched her fly out, Gigi didn't just disappear into the trees. Instead, she soared upward, then circled above them, watching. It was like she didn't want to leave. She kept glancing back, making it clear she remembered them. That pause, that reluctance, it showed Doug that their bond was real, and it was something he would carry with him forever. Still, the team knew what they had to do. With full hearts, they waved goodbye, urging her forward. After one last look, Gigi flew off for good. The team stood there, eyes full of tears, knowing she had thanked them in her own way. It was a moment they'd never forget. Thanks so much for watching this story. If it moved you too, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life animal rescue stories that show just how powerful love and care can be. Until next time.